All right, here we go. Topic 6, DQ1. Let's just take a look at this for a moment. All right, first of all, what do we have? We got a lot of moving parts on this Excel sheet. Let's just take a look at what we do have, okay? Starting in column A, we have the number of sides are 15. All right, so that 15 comes from the 15 columns, or rows rather, 15 rows in columns E through J. Okay, that's where the 15 comes from. The very first instruction says change the number of sides in A2 to be between 10 and 14, then adjust the number of rows in columns E through J to match. So if I change this value up here in cell A2 to 11, all right, then I need to go over here and I need to delete these 11 rows, okay? Do not just delete one of them. Do not just leave them blank, all right, and fill in some of them. Make sure you've deleted the data. Just highlight it and delete it, okay? So that is all cleared out. Every one of those cells is blank, all right? Now, next, go down column A and click on cell A15. There you notice I put in the count for all of column B. All right, column B is going to be where all your rows are. And notice here in column B, it has a formula random between 1 and A2, the number that you just put in there, okay? Column C has exactly the same thing, all right? So if you take a look at the instructions down here, it says instruction 4, copy the formula in B2 down until you have 1,000 rows. Now remember the number of rows is being counted right here, right? So I'm going to go up here, click on my cell, use the drop down option, and look, it's counting, right? It's up to 17. Well, I can't stop there. I got to go down until that number says 1,000. All right, so keep at it. It won't take but just a minute. Next, go to column C. And the instruction number 5 says, copy this down until you have 4,000 rows. Same exact thing. Go up here, click on the lower right-hand corner and start dragging down, right? I just went down 1 to 37. You've only got 4,900 and some odd numbers to go, right? So have fun. All right, let's keep going. In column F, click on column F and you'll notice the formulas are all done. They are counting the numbers that appear in column B. Notice right up here, it says I'm counting in column B the value that's in E3. All right, so E3 is 2, and F says, yep, there are one of those 2's in that column, and you can see it if you look over there closely enough. All right, so we're going to keep going. Column G, what does it say down here? In instruction step 2, it says write a formula to calculate the empirical probabilities. In columns G and I, the empirical probability is equal to the frequency divided by the number of rolls. All right. It says use an absolute cell reference to the number of rolls in columns A15 or D15. Once again, A15 is this cell right here where it's counting. D15 is the cell where it's counting column C, okay? So I want to lock those in place. That's what the absolute value means, right? And I want to write the frequency. Where do the frequencies show up here? Well, let's just click and look. In column G, where are the frequencies? It says the frequencies for 1,000 rolls. Where are those showing up? They're showing up in column F, right? All these values right here are the frequencies for 1,000 rolls. So I'm going to use that column F, those respective cells. I'm going to, let's look one more time, do what? I'm going to divide that by the number of rolls. Where's the number of rolls found for the frequency of 1,000? It's in column A, cell 15. Cell A15 is that number for column G, empirical probability. All right, let's keep going. I am on to column J. Let's click on H first. Click on H and notice with me right up here. This is counting the values in column C All right. So I'm counting the values in column C, and it says we're just going to go down through here and count all of these values. Okay. And you can see it's counting them down through here 4, 4, 1, 1. Okay. So forth. There's 4, 10, so forth and so on. Right. It's just counting those as I go. All right. So in this column, I want to write the empirical probabilities for column C. How do I do that? Once again, empirical probability is the frequency. Where do I find those frequencies? That is now in column H, right, everybody? Column H is the frequencies for 4,000 rolls. And I'm going to divide that by, right there, divided by the number of rolls in D15. Once again, use the absolute value. In other words, lock that cell in place so you can write the formula once and copy it all the way down. All right, perfect. Last of all, here in column J, it says, number 3, write a formula to calculate the theoretical probabilities for each outcome in columns J. It says the theoretical probability equals 1 divided by the number of sides. It says right here, the number of sides in cell A2. Okay, so the numerator is right here, once again, theoretical probability equals 1 divided by the number of sides. The numerator is 1. The denominator is the same cell all the way down. Lock it in place. What cell is that? It is cell A2. Once you have done that, you have completed all of the formulas for this Excel sheet. Then what's left to do? The last thing it says to do is compare the probabilities for the 1,000 rolls. In other words, if I have 1,000 rolls, how does that compare to the theoretical probability? This is an experiment, right? Empirical means experiment or observed. So I rolled it 1,000 times. How does that compare to the theoretical probability? I rolled it now 4,000 times. How does that compare to the theoretical probability? We are seeing here, guys, the law of large numbers says the more and more times I roll or experiment, the closer I should be getting to the theoretical probability. Once you have answered that question, I hope you gained some insight in this observation with the law of large numbers. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Have fun. We are knocking out week 6. Keep rocking.